Yay. Hi, everybody.
They're loading in, Patrick. We'll give them just a minute or two to load in and then we'll get started, okay?
Yes, perfect. Hi, Jennifer Wayland Smith.
Hey, Jennifer. Who dat?
Oh, Arcadius. I think he's Arcadius. Aren't you in Puerto Rico now? I think you're in Puerto Rico now.
Yes, that's right.
Listen, Ginger.
Hey,
Hi,
Ginger.
Ginger. It's literally like high school reunion.
Like we're having a reunion before we even get there.
Hi, Cindy. Great. So we're going to get started. We cannot wait to celebrate ISPA's 30th annual ISPA conference together in just a few short days. And it's going to be an amazing conference. All signs are pointing in a positive direction, with attendee registrations currently 12% higher than 2 weeks out in 2029. And they're still coming in, the registrations. So it's going to be a big love fest in Vegas. The entire
I think you meant 2019, Patrick. Patrick just came back from the dentist, so he's got a little Novocaine on the brain.
I gotta know, did I say 2020?
29. You said 2029.
Yeah, it's like that some days. The entire ISPA board and staff would like to extend a huge thank you to you all for trusting in ISPA and joining us for this much needed inspirational boost. And each of you and our entire ISPA community have worked tirelessly through the pandemic, and you deserve to be celebrated. We have a lot of new things in store for this year. So Lynn, let's take a couple of minutes to go over a few new additions and enhancements.
That's great. Well, thanks you guys all for being on here, and this will be recorded too, so you can share it with your teams. And a huge shout out to Patrick, who kept us all going together and stronger together during COVID. So we're so grateful that in 12 days, we will all be together really in person. We do want to walk through a couple of changes that we have going on. And I know that a lot of you are used to being in the general session, which we're now calling main stage. And we're having a lot of activity on that main stage. So we're going to have the power sessions in there, which is formerly known as the general sessions. We're actually going to have live and in-person town halls, which Patrick made famous during COVID. So we're very excited to have those. There's one on Monday and on Tuesday. And we're also going to have the live auction on Tuesday, right after the town hall. It will also be on the main stage. We'll roll in some bars and we'll have a fun auction there. So instead of keeping that room dark when we're not in general sessions, now power sessions, we're going to utilize that room a lot more. Education sessions, we have the same number, but we're going to put some in the main stage room so that people can really spread out and have a little bit more space between each other. So those are two really happy things that are going on. I did mention the auction, the live auction and the silent auction opens on April 25th. There's still time to put in donations. So please, we encourage you, if you haven't, we would, even if you have, send us another one, because this is how we fund the PricewaterhouseCoopers research for the foundation, and it's critical. And not having it for a couple of years has been a challenge. So please send in your auction donations and bid often. The good news is it'll be a fully virtual silent auction using hand bid that you see there. It was really successful during the summit, so we're going to do it again at conference. So if you are the high bidder, the donor will send the item directly to you. So you don't have to worry about packing anything or being there on site. Everything is through your phone, which is very exciting. We also have a big change within the room drops. This year, we're doing inspiration gift boxes, which is very full. I don't even know, Crystal, if you have the retail value yet, but it's crazy. So it's a very large box that you can ship or you can open on site. You can pick it up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you are a registered spa buyer, this is in lieu of room drops. And that is really to prevent access in the rooms due to COVID. We wanted to prevent people going in and out of guest rooms. It's a curated box with some really fun things. Even with the supply chain shortages, our resource partners, again, have been very generous. So as you're registering for conference, you'll get a ticket, and you can take that ticket to pick up your inspiration box. And as I've mentioned, you can also ship that. But even though the resource partner, show staff, and exhibitor sponsors will not receive the inspiration box, they will receive an attendee bag that's feed again. So we're going to be feeding a lot of children during conference. We have the feed bags back, but there is a lot of gifts in there too. So everybody will have gifts available to them. So another new thing, which is really interesting, right by registration, is we have a quiet lounge. And that has some really great items that have been donated by our resource partners, really just a place to step away from the madness, have a moment, meditate, just take a time out. We all need it sometimes in the flurry of conference. And then lastly, before I throw it back to Patrick to kind of share some of his tips for a successful conference, we are going to have a bookstore, and it's powered by Barnes and Noble. And it will have all the books from our keynotes and our educational session speakers, our knowledge builder, and also our book signings will be there. So, and it is in the expo, and the hours are there on the screen. So I think that's it. Patrick, I'll throw it to you to share a little bit of your tips and tricks for a successful conference.
Awesome. So first of all, let me start by saying I'm really excited to see everybody in person in 12 days. I posted on my LinkedIn the countdown piece. And it'll be my first time as chairman being in 3D with everybody. So I will come through the Zoom camera up close and personal with you. And I'm actually so excited about that. It's been too long. So we know your time is valuable. So I'll get my tips started and going. So pre-planning, you have to make the most out of your ISPA experience, and you must download. Can you guys see? I've already downloaded it. The app. You have to download the app. This is going to be your guiding light through the next 3 days, of conference. And it's very easy. Go into the App Store. You can search 2022 ISPA conference or ISPA conference and download the app from there. If you're registered, you'll receive an email with a link for login. But if you're not getting that email, you can also request access in the app itself. So either way, you can get that app and get it downloaded. It's a great way also to help us be sustainable and not print a bunch of paper and documents that you're going to throw away at the end of conference anyway. So it's all going to be virtual and on your phone. You'll have an opportunity to meet exhibitors. It's going to be a directory there, sponsor profiles, session details, an agenda builder, FAQs, and more. And also there's going to be a fun gaming aspect to it. So make sure you download the app. Also, fill out your profile fully. That means the picture and the bio, and make it visible so that we can all connect virtually together while we're at the conference. So if you aren't finding someone in the directory who you know is attending, who you know is at conference, they've likely opted to hide their profile so it's not visible. So tell them, make yourself visible. All right, are we all clear on that? I think so. I think I drove that home. Mobile app, put in all of your information, make yourself visible. Big 3 things to take away from that. All right, popular questions that we're receiving about what's going to happen at conference this year. One of the big questions is what to wear and what to bring. So business casual is what we recommend. However, we cannot stress enough, bring layers. It's going to be 90 degrees in Vegas, but you guys know in Vegas, those meeting rooms get very, very chilly because they're pumping in air conditioning all day. So a sweater, a pullover, or a pashmina, I think Lynn wrote in the word pashmina for me to say, will come in handy. So make sure you have something to wrap around your shoulders while you're in there. The Monday night welcome party, it's going to be a Monday night welcome party. So get there Sunday, be ready for Monday. Will be held at the Daylight Beach Club. But don't worry, no bathing suits are required. Please don't come in bathing suits. It will be business casual or casual cocktail party attire for that evening. And all of you will have access to our complimentary professional headshot photos, which are going to be on site. So you'll find the headshot station to the right, immediately to the right of the Expo entrance. And they'll be there each day during the Expo hours. And keep that in mind when you're packing. So if you have your favorite color or your favorite jacket or your favorite blouse or your favorite pashmina, you want to bring it with you for the photo. And guys, you guys remember, we walk miles and miles every day. Bring comfortable shoes. Oh, because the expo floor is going to be pretty much concrete to help with sanitation efforts. So you don't want to be in your Manolo Blahniks on concrete all day walking around the expo floor. So bring very comfortable shoes. We'll forgive you if you're not fully fashion forward at this particular ISPA. The desert air is dry. Don't forget that. So bring your eye drops, bring your lip balm, bring some lotion, get your gift box so you'll have your goodies with you so you can be moisturized while you're there. We do not require face masks this year. However, they're still required within airports. I know we just changed them on planes, but keep one with you just in case. And Ubers are still requiring face masks and some ground transportation. So make sure you have face masks with you. And lastly, schedule plenty of time on the expo floor. It's really, really important. There are lots of new vendors, people you've never seen before are going to be there. And there are going to be so many new brands, and our old friends are going to be there, and they've been working so hard to deliver this memorable experience for us all. So make some time, give them extra love and support. And remember, they're making this happen despite the incredible supply chain issues that they're having and shipping challenges. So make sure you're on the expo floor as much as you can be. And I think that's it for me. I'm going to give it to you, Crystal, to go to highlight what to expect when you arrive on site.
Perfect. I'm excited just hearing you talk about it, Patrick. We can't wait to see everyone in person. And speaking of the exhibitors, let's just extend a huge thank you and shout out to that entire audience. Without them, our event wouldn't be possible. And, you know, our most recent snapshot survey last month, I mean, they are still dealing with a lot of supply chain issues. So I think it was 73% are still experiencing issues with supply chain, whether that be packaging or ingredients. So just please keep that in mind as you're visiting the exhibitors. If some have less samples or it may not be, is giving on site with those samples, there's a reason behind it. So we just want to kind of point that out. I'm sure all of you all are more than aware of those issues as you're dealing with some in your own businesses as well. So I'm going to share my screen here and talk about the journey once you arrive on site. And for those staying at Mandalay Bay and Delano, they have an exciting new app available that allows you to check into your room using your mobile device. And if you download the MGM app, it is very simple to walk through. On the homepage, you'll find a check-in button. You can actually start this process, let's say before you get on the plane that morning, and you can estimate your arrival time. And then once your room is ready, you'll receive a notification with your digital key. So you can actually use your mobile device to unlock your room door without ever standing in a line or going to the main desk, which is super nice. Lynn and I just went on a quick site visit and we were able to experience that firsthand, and it's very simple to use. You can also check out and go through that same process on your mobile app as well. Anything that saves time is always helpful there. And if you have not been to Vegas before, it is a very large venue. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but they have done an amazing job with their signage within their facility. So this is just a big view of the entire venue here. And you'll see up in the top right corner, that little boomerang shaped building, that is Mandalay Bay. So that is the tower. You will come down an elevator and it'll spit you right out in the casino area. So the green center section is the casino. Once you make it to the casino, there are overhanging signs everywhere. So just look up and look for the directionals that point you to the convention center. I always hug the right side of the casino floor, and it always takes me in the right direction. So that would be my tip for navigating that space. And once you enter the convention center, you'll see the North Convention Center here on the map. And that's where ISPA's Education, Experience Center, Registration, Power Sessions, Main Stage, all located in the North Convention Center. And then as you walk to the very end of the North Convention Center, there's a set of escalators that will take you up. And then that's where our expo is located. So you'll see on the signage, North and South Convention Center. North is our education. And then we've got our South Convention Center for our Expo Hall. And this is just a slightly different view here where you can see the North Convention Center and the coral, and then the lavender highlights the South Convention Center. You'll know you're entering the Convention Center space when you pass a Starbucks on the right, and you'll see these two columns here. We'll have beautiful signage in front of it, so there will be no question that you're in the right spot whenever you enter this space. And then you'll go down these escalators, and that'll feed you into the North Convention Center, and registration will be very close by. And once we get you to registration, you'll get all the materials you need. So you'll get a really nice printed handout that has the map of both the Expo Hall with the full exhibitor directory, as well as a map to the education space and the agenda. So you'll know where to go throughout the week. So the goal is to get you to registration, and from that point forward, it should be easy access. And then registration, we can't emphasize enough, if you are arriving on Sunday, make the trip over, check in, get your badge, get it printed before the long lines on Monday morning. You will be very happy that you did so. We also have an orientation on the schedule for Sunday afternoon. You don't have to be a first timer to attend orientation. Everyone is welcome. Exhibitors, attendees, sponsors, anyone who wants to attend. It's always a fun way just to connect with your peers as you're arriving on site, in addition to learning about the event itself. And registration. So next, let's see here, the 29th. So Friday, the 29th, everyone registered for conference will receive an email, and that email will have a QR code listed. And that QR code is what you will bring to the self-check-in kiosk to scan, and your badge prints out. You can also do self-check-in using the email address used for your registration. So there are a couple of options there. We can't emphasize enough the importance of holding on to your badge. There is a reprint fee. As you all can imagine, it's important for us to have this in place, because if not, badge sharing would be very easy to do. So just be sure to keep up with your badge. And as Lynn mentioned earlier, when your badge prints out, a series of tickets will print out with it. So don't discard that bottom half of your printout, or you'll lose your registration bag ticket, and you'll lose your inspiration gift ticket. So that's really important there. Your badge will also serve as your ticket or your entry identifier for the party that was mentioned earlier. So don't forget to bring your badge with you to Daylight Beach Club whenever you head to the party on Monday night. And I'm going to jump back over here to the space one more time. So those escalators that I mentioned earlier, as you're heading down into where registration is, the first hallway on the right will be our Experience Center. Amazing treatments are being offered in the Experience Center. If you haven't had a chance to check out that area on the mobile app or the attendispa.com website, be sure to do so, because many are accepting appointments in advance. So you might want to look and explore the menu offerings before you get there, because they do book up quickly. We have the Quiet Lounge right next to registration. And then the next hallway is the Knowledge Builder Session hallway. So this is where education, the orientation will be here in H. So this is a hallway where you will probably be visiting it frequently. And then we have our main stage located here in this Coral Square. We do have morning coffee. I know that's important. So if you're headed to one of the early morning Knowledge Builder sessions, the 8 a.m. sessions do have coffee beforehand, so no need to stand in line at Starbucks or worry about grabbing something before you go. We'll have coffee in that hallway right in front of the entry room doors. And then before our morning sessions, our power sessions, we'll also have coffee in this foyer here. So that's all included with your registration. So be sure to take advantage of that. And then at the end of this hallway, you'll see a little a little up arrow. And that's where you will go up the escalators to the Expo Hall. So we are the only group in this North Convention Center corridor. So we won't be sharing space with anyone else, which is also a really nice plus. And then once you head to the Expo, as mentioned earlier, you will have a really nice fold out map with a directory identifying where all of the exhibitors are located. But we also added these little water droplets to the map. And so this is where all of our water stations will be located. That's important when we're in Vegas. So we have those scattered throughout the Expo Hall and also in the education corridor. And then in the back of the Expo Hall and along the right and left sides of the Expo Hall, we have our lunch space. So each day you have complimentary access to a really nice lunch on the Expo floor. You don't need to provide a ticket. Your badge is all you need in order to access your complimentary lunch. And there are plenty of tables in the back of the Expo Hall for, you know, meeting or connecting with your peers during non-lunch hours as well. So keep that in mind. And as mentioned earlier, the headshot station is immediately to the right when you enter the door, and then immediately to the left is the bookstore. So lots of fun activities on the Expo floor. Here's a sneak peek of the venue for the welcome party. So this is Daylight Beach Club. The easiest way to find the Daylight Beach Club is to head to the casino or lobby areas within Mandalay Bay or the Delano and look up and follow the signs to the beach level. And so once you get to the beach level, you'll exit. And then once you're outside, there's a wealth of signage that will lead you directly to Daylight Beach Club. And then we'll also have staff members placed throughout that area to help you navigate as well if you have any trouble. And it's important to note that you have to be 21 years of age to enter the beach club. So that's a rule that there are no exceptions to. So be sure to bring your ID with you. They do have security that does the checking for us. We're not allowed to do that. So that's just something to keep in mind there. And there's a lot of text on this slide here, but just an emphasis of all the things that come with your registration. We always say take full advantage of it. There's a lot included, and we don't want anyone to be questioning whether or not it's included with their badge type. We're very inclusive in regards to everyone being receiving the same benefits. So if you're an exhibitor or sponsor on this webinar today, you have the exact same benefits listed here that an attendee has. So take advantage of all of those meal activities and complimentary access. There's a lot included. And then we do have complimentary Wi-Fi this year, which is a big plus. So if you're using your mobile app and you're in the North or South Convention Center, you'll be able to use ISPA 2022, and it'll give you full access to Wi-Fi during your trip on site. And let's go through a few little tips and some insights here. Lynn and I picked up a lot of helpful tips on our recent visit to Vegas. Book your restaurant reservations now, don't wait. They are booking extremely quick. The hotel is almost fully sold out while we're on site. We had a call with them yesterday. Our room block is 100% sold out. And then the remaining rooms they had available, I think there's just a handful on 2 or 3 nights left. So that's important to keep in mind that the restaurants will be quite busy. The MGM app referred to earlier, it has all of the restaurants listed, and it has a really easy link where you can click on each individual restaurant that offers reservations, and you can book directly through the mobile app and receive reminders via text in advance. So be sure to, and even if you're going to another hotel, we went to various properties within the area, and all of the restaurants were very full, and reservations were hard to come by. So just keep that in mind. We talked a little bit about access to water stations already. They're located in various spots throughout our venue and in each of our education rooms as well. And then Uber pickups. So just as a tip, Uber is about 25–30% less than a taxi in Vegas. So if you're, deciding which route you want to take for ground transportation, that's something to keep in mind. There are signs with Uber pickup locations located on those upper signs as well within the Delano and Mandalay Bay. And most of the casinos now have Uber pickup stations located near their lobbies. So that's something to keep front of mind. Rental cars. If you haven't reserved a rental car and you want to, definitely check now. They were fully sold out when we were on site and are very hard to come by, and the prices are quite high. So that's definitely not an item you want to wait until you arrive on site to check on. And the last couple of bullets are just important for attendees to be aware of. So our policies at ISPA, we don't allow for any services to be offered that require a fee. So if you're on the expo hall or in an area and someone is trying to offer you a service or a treatment in exchange for cash, that's not allowed. That's a big red flag. So if you don't mind, grab one of the ISPA team members and let us know. That would be super helpful. And then lastly, ISPA is not a cash and carry show. So if you've been to ISPA before, you'll know the difference between ISPA and a cash and carry show. What that means is we are order placement only. So you can place as many orders. We encourage order placing. Those will be fulfilled after conference, but we don't allow cash and carry of individual products. So if you see a bottle of nail polish you love or a lotion, you can't just buy and take those items with you. So that's a description there. If you have any questions about that, just let us know in advance. And we'll close here with an important slide, spa discounts. So we have a few of our generous members who have extended 20% discounts on spa services. All you'll need to do is show your badge. So be sure to bring your badge with you to the spa if you book a treatment at one of these properties in order to get the discount. And as I am sure each of you all know, book early. We can't emphasize that enough for anything that has a reservation associated with it, but the spas are tremendously busy, and you'll definitely want to review the spa menu and book your treatments prior to departing. They do have a really nice fitness center on site at Mandalay, which you'll have access to with your resort fee. They also have a cardio center that's separate from their fitness center. So lots of options if you want to get a workout in before your day starts as well. So Patrick, that was a lot. I'm going to toss it back over to you to close this out.
Well, thank you, Crystal. I feel like I have my master's of spa and ISPA now. That was great. I'm so excited about what's going to be happening in the next 12 days. It's been 3 years almost since we saw each other in person, which is unbelievable. We've all grown a little bit wiser, a little bit grayer, but I'm so grateful that we're all going to be able to be in person again. The dress for the welcome party, Scott, is business casual or cocktail attire. So, but no bathing suits. I mean, if you want to wear a bathing suit, you can, but no bathing suits. But I'm very excited to see everyone in a couple of weeks. And it's just, it's an important time for our industry overall. And we are all leaving our legacies on this industry. And people will look back at what we did over these 2 years and know that we made a difference. And so I'm glad to be sharing that moment, this moment with all of you in about 12 or 11 days. Lynn, do you have anything else you want to add?
Just how grateful we are for all of you. The numbers are just exploding. We didn't really know what to expect, never being in May before and having it been so long. And I swear the ISPA family really delivers. So this is going to be one huge reunion, and the education lineup is second to none. So we're so grateful for you guys, and we'll see everybody soon here in 11 or 12 days. So safe travels to Las Vegas, and please reach out if you need anything at all. Take care, everybody. Thanks,
everyone.
Thanks, Crystal.
Thank you.